After the world wars, humanity hoped for peace. But some wars never truly end. After every conflict, people return home. Yet sometimes, the war does not leave. It simply retreats underground, hidden beneath the soil, waiting, ready to take a life at any moment. Millions of people worldwide still face the hidden dangers left behind by conflicts, landmines. According to statistics, there are approximately 100 million mined areas around the world, posing a threat in over 70 countries. In nations such as Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, Colombia, and Azerbaijan, hundreds of civilians are harmed by landmines every year. Children, women, and those working in agriculture encounter this invisible enemy, and their lives are instantly changed. In 2024, at least 5,757 people were affected by landmines and unexploded ordnance worldwide, a 22% increase compared to 2022. Of the victims, 84% were civilians, with 1/3 being children. Landmine casualties were recorded in 55 countries. The 10 countries with the highest number of victims are Myanmar, Syria, Afghanistan, Ukraine, Yemen, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali, Ethiopia, Iraq, and Azerbaijan. Over 60 countries and territories worldwide are still contaminated by landmines. An estimated 110 million landmines remain buried across these areas. The cost to produce a single mine ranges from around $3 to $75, depending on type and origin. Clearing one mine costs on average $301,000, depending on terrain and complexity. Every 22 minutes, someone dies or is injured by a landmine. 70 people daily, 2,000 monthly, 26,000 annually. These figures are only a fraction of the statistics needed to grasp the devastating scale of the landmine problem. When we look at the history and stories of affected countries, the depth of the issue becomes even more apparent. Afghanistan, one of the countries most affected by war throughout history, bears the heavy consequences of decades of conflict. Even today, the country continues to struggle with these legacies. Since 1980, buried mines and unexploded ordnance have endangered people's daily lives. Every month, 150 people are killed or injured by landmine explosions, with children being the most frequent victims. The most heavily mined areas include Helmand, Kandahar, Kabul, and Uruzgan. After Afghanistan, Colombia has the highest number of buried mines. However, following an agreement between the government and the ELN rebel front, mine clearance operations have commenced, and in recent years, 190 settlements and their surroundings have been cleared of mines. International organizations, particularly the United Nations and the Red Cross, continue mine clearance and awareness campaigns. Nevertheless, more international support and cooperation are required to clear mines and establish safe areas. In Yemen, over the years, more than 1,000 people have been killed or suffered injuries of varying severity due to landmines. In total, around 210,000 mines remain buried across the country, posing an ongoing threat. Cambodia is also one of the countries with the largest number of landmines still buried beneath the ground. Many of these date back to the Vietnam War era, and it is estimated that millions of anti-personnel mines and other unexploded ordnance remain across the country. Consequently, since 1979, tens of thousands of people, have either lost their lives or sustained serious injuries from accidentally triggering these mines. Southeast Europe's Bosnia and Herzegovina is also far from safe. Although the war that raged between 1992 and 1995 ended decades ago, the number of people still accidentally killed by landmines remains significant. In the post-war years, over 600 people have died, and 1,140 have been injured in more than 700 mine-related incidents. The country still has around 79,000 landmines across more than 8,000 locations, making clearance essential. Even the European Union has provided over 50 million in financial support to assist with these efforts. Landmines and unexploded ordnance continue to pose a serious threat long after conflicts have ended. This danger is particularly acute in Ukraine and Azerbaijan. In Ukraine, 23% of the territory has been mined as a result of the ongoing war. At the start of 2025, 227 people were affected by landmines and unexploded ordnance, representing 21% of the total 1,082 casualties recorded in 2024. Landmines are more than just statistics, they are human lives. Alexei is one of those lives affected. The 26-year-old soldier lost his leg in a landmine explosion, but continues to push forward both on the battlefield and in everyday life. His story offers a deeper insight into the devastating consequences of mines and war.
Я впав і побачив, що нога.
I fell and saw that my leg was still there, but twisted. The knee looked left and the foot looked right. I applied the tourniquet. It became so painful, I started to shout for help. I feel very good about this, because we are in a defensive war now and we need this. We have to mine in order not to lose our land, our positions. It is better to mine, because it would be for the best. It would be easier. It is necessary. Either we mine the land and have a chance of not losing it. We can demine it later. It's a long process. It can drag on for many years, but it's not giving up your land to the enemy.
In Azerbaijan, particularly in the Karabakh region, the threat of landmines remains, posing serious risks to civilians. Mine clearance operations are currently underway across the region. A new day dawns over Agdam. But here, the sun is not only a symbol of mourning, it is a symbol of hope. On this land, those who fight death to restore life are the demoners. Machines cut through the earth, while manual clearance teams advance step by step. Sarijali village is a silent witness to the scars of war. Here, deminers walk an invisible line between life and death.
During my service, some of my colleagues became victims of mines. Some lost limbs, others lost their lives. That is why the issue of landmines has always been important to me. In the areas we have cleared, reconstruction work is now underway. We bear the responsibility so that people can return safely. Humanitarian demining is a difficult and demanding task.
Agdam, though its walls lie in ruins, its spirit rises anew. After the darkness of war, life is restored. New roads are built, monuments are rebuilt, people return. A testament to the land finding life once more.
Before the occupation, more than 163,000 people lived in Agdam. Now, minefields have increased. Mines are even found around libraries and cultural centers.
The Agdam Juma Mosque, built in 1870, now stands as a symbol of hope and resilience.
During the war, our mosque was damaged. The land became littered with mines. We warned people not to return to their homes or cemeteries yet.
Every cleared mine represents a step forward. Hundreds of mines are now ready to be destroyed according to international standards.
All of these areas were once filled with mines. I lost 2/3 of my leg in a blast. A single mine costs $2, but clearing it requires $50, $60 and considerable effort. People need to understand that a mine is a hidden enemy.
Every stone, every rock carries the imprint of a soldier, the memory of a martyr. Today, women walk these paths. Seyran has turned her childhood fear into courage.
Our childhoods were shaped by war. Now I am here to clear the land. I will help my country as long as my health allows.
Azerbaijan draws on both its own experience and international expertise.
Humanitarian mine action and its demining operations a little bit similar to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Our non-technical and technical survey teams almost analyze the information on a daily basis. There are territories that do not have any evidence.
Landmines do more than cause physical trauma. They also hinder the economic and social development of communities.
I will tell you about my dark world. On 13th of May, 2022, during a mine clearance operation, what should have been another ordinary day turned into a life-changing event. I was caught in the blast of an anti-personnel mine, suffering severe injuries. 1/3 of my right arm was lost and I lost sight in both eyes.
International organizations run mine clearance programs and awareness campaigns. Experts, however, argue that far greater financial and political support is needed globally.
My first introduction to explosive item was in 1993, when I was a 15-year-old schoolboy, familiar with that pain. And when we work together with the landmine survivors and all organizations in line, I mean demining, constructions, and other organizations that are struggling and striving to reach that goal in order to provide safe passage for the internally displaced people.
Though these lands are liberated, life here remains at risk.
Bir mayın temizliğini ekrana getiriyoruz.
These images, captured through a single camera lens, are now exhibited worldwide to raise awareness of landmine victims.
I was filming during a mine detonation in Agdam and witnessed those moments firsthand. I saw with my own eyes how difficult and dangerous this work truly is. Thanks to the high professionalism of Azerbaijani soldiers, we were able to carry out our filming in complete safety. Turkey has also provided support in this field. Mine-clearing vehicles and professional teams have been operating across the region. Work on the ground is still continuing. We continue to follow these efforts in Karabakh closely. Sadly, this crime against humanity still takes place in many conflict zones around the world. During wars, traps are set and mines are planted, a practice that is utterly inhumane.
Since 2020, 409 people in Azerbaijan have been affected by mines, 70 killed, 339 injured to varying degrees. In the first half of 2025 alone, 15 mine incidents occurred, leaving 20 injured but no fatalities. Currently, over 13% of the country remains contaminated by mines and unexploded ordnance. Without the media, these voices would never reach the world. Journalists and photographers risk their lives to keep this issue in the public eye. In 2023 alone, 2,426 people were killed and 331 injured by mines, 84% of them civilians, 1/3 children. This is the human face of a hidden danger. It is why organizations intervene. In many countries, emotional and urgent messages are broadcast for international peace and justice.
One of the most important challenges in Azerbaijan today is mine clearance. Last year alone, mines harmed over 4,000 people. They either lost their lives or suffered severe injuries. Survivors require rehabilitation, prosthetics, and extensive medical care, all of which demand significant time and financial resources.
Every photograph exhibited tells a story of life, loss, recovery, and resilience. These raw, unfiltered portraits reveal the long shadows of conflict. Though the war has ended, they are dedicated to those who survived.
As someone severely affected by a mine, I can say that mines cut short my youth, my life, my bright world, my dreams, my desires, but hope endures. I hope to recover. I hope for a better future. My greatest wish is to see again, to return to the liberated areas, to witness life restored, children going to school and playing freely. This is my deepest hope, to witness it with my own eyes, in the very areas where I once worked, clearing mines.
Mines halt development, endanger lives, and hinder post-conflict recovery. Azerbaijan estimates that around 1.5 million mines and unexploded ordnance remain in its liberated territories, making it one of the most contaminated countries relative to population. Despite extensive efforts, mine clearance remains a colossal task no single country can handle alone, underscoring the need for international cooperation, funding, and shared responsibility. Over 60 countries worldwide remain contaminated by landmines. An estimated 110 million mines lie hidden across fields, roads, and beaches, silently waiting. While the cost to produce a single mine is just $3 to $75, clearing it can cost $301,000, leaving the problem unresolved for decades. Landmines do more than take lives. They devastate economies, destroy the environment, render fertile land unusable, block forests and rivers, and restrict access to oil, gas, and mineral resources. Yet the issue still receives insufficient attention. These are not just statistics. These are human lives. The memory of this invisible threat must not be forgotten. A mine may lie silent for years, but the lives it destroys speak louder than silence ever could. This film, these images, these stories, they give voice to those silent explosions.